In the previous video, I found out how I would run and heat my swimming pool almost for free. But now we need to actually install the pipework, the pump, the filter and the air source heat pump in our special plant room right next to the swimming pool. I've never done this sort of pipework before. Will I get that satisfying feeling of designing my own plant room similar to that when I do an airing cupboard? Well, stick around to find out, because today we install the plant room. But first, we've got to finish off the patio. It's another day back at the pool. It never stops. Here we go. Tiling now. So we've got these lovely big old porcelain tiles here that I'm bullnosing myself for the coping stones. Like, look at that lovely bullnose on there. To buy those as coping stones costs another 500 quid. No, so I'm making them myself and it's great fun. I'm really enjoying it, and so are my next door neighbours on this beautiful Saturday morning. So look, here's my work so far. Getting everything in. Look, lovely little cuts on the ends there. So look, what we're having here, we've got a drop off here, then a drop off here, which is obviously why we have to have our 45 down there. A little bit like how you do a wet room for a shower tray. So I'm going to get the mixer on and get some tiles laid down. Lovely weather to do this, and I couldn't have done it without the help of my old mate Rich the Roof, who some of you may have known from our show DIY Friday. Here we go, guys, just a day of patioing. Well, a whole week of patioing really, isn't it, Rich? Yeah, right. We're just doing this side here today. We've done a lot of cuts over there, so it's a bit wet, so we're going to wait before we get to that. But it's Bank Holiday Monday. I've got to say, guys, I need to be honest, I disagree with Bank Holiday Monday. It drives me wild. Nothing gets done. I can half sound like a miserable git there, didn't I? Anyway, let's get on with this. It was great to have him help us mix up gauges, and I hope you think that the patio looks lovely with a nice little drop as well, so we don't get any puddles. So now it was time to install the pipework. We are down here today, so we've got our first fixed pipes through. What I've got to do with this little section here, I've just got to basically pour a nice little bit of cement into there so it is nice and flat. So we've also got our wires up here that I've first fixed in, and they're going to be going over to our two lights that we've got going over there. So let's go and grab ourselves some cement teeth. I'm probably going to buy some pre-mixed mortar in a bag, actually, like a true DIYer. Might even mix it in a bucket. So we've got the swimming pool, and surrounding that we've got the patio, and then there's the raised patio area there. We've got our pipes feeding back from the sump and also the skimmer, and then our feed pipes that go off to our jets. They are consolidated inside a small box, and off the back of that we'll also pipe up with a little flow and return our air source heat pump. Just make a nice one up. Look at that. Oh! So I helped myself to 3 bags of sharp and 1 bag of cement, and you can come and have a look in the back of my van if you want. Bit of slug of that in there. What I'd call Angostura bitters for a concrete mix-up, bit of cement. Before you say anything, I've been using ton bags of sand. This is because it's a small mix-up, yeah? Just know what you people are like. After that, it was all about building the lovely little box that I was going to use and insulate for the plant room. Typically, this sort of thing required a PhD in how to decipher instructions. I genuinely don't know why companies like this don't employ people like me to make videos about how these things go together, but there we go. After a morning of talking about crisps with Max, and I did have a lovely packet of salt and vinegar chipsticks earlier on. Beautiful. I cut out the bottom of our storage box, slotted that over the pipes. Now I had to make this box actually good. First things first, left over from when I was doing some cuts and everything, I've got this lovely little bit of insulation. Got a few more sheets of it here. Rather than waste that, I'm going to use that on the insides of this. And then I'm also going to ply this as well, ply line it. So first things first, go to van, get some tools, do some measury woo, and get those bits fitted in. So I've got that bit in now. It's going to be basically a nice little drill through, and then I've got these little sausages here. Yeah, nice little sausage screws. I'm going to have the domes on the inside. No, I'm going to have the domes on the outside and the nuts on the inside. Just because people walking past on the outside, I don't want to get caught on a nut or anything like that. On April, Shot down in May. Let's do the box of gubbins first. For those of you who worked on swimming pools before, and I have looked after very large swimming pools in the past when I was doing maintenance plumbing for a living, you'll recognise these. They're plastic and they're expensive. Normal little valve on there. They also work as a union as well, which is nice, and they glue on with solvent weld. Now the solvent weld glue, as you've seen in previous videos on this particular job, you have to use a cleaner and also an actual solvent weld. It's very, very important you use the cleaner. Next up, sand filter, without sand currently, but I've ordered that already from another company. So look at that, nice. And as you can see, just whip this out. Got a nice little seat that they sit on, tiny little drain off. And if you actually look inside, you can see how that works. So it can introduce water at the bottom in those little spouty bits, but also then it comes out the top, and you can reverse that as well. Using the special valve, 5-way one, it can shut, it can divert water to different areas, different components and parts of the system, whether you want to rinse, dump, filter, clean this out with like massive amount of force to try and throw it all around. See that as the 3-port valve. That was a wasp in the system. All right, this is where we divert where we want the water to go. Next up, we've got the heart of the system, the thing that pumps all this water around through the filter, through the air source heat pump to the pool and then back again. Okay, in the top of this you'll have a filter, just a coarse filter to get any like really big bits of leaves and things like that. It's variable speed, just like the pumps we have on heating systems. If your air source heat pump ever finds itself freezing to death on the side of a mountain, you've got one of these to save it.
Let me take 48 seconds to tell you that you can learn plumbing online in a fully structured course and curriculum designed by me from the comfort of your home or shed in your own time to improve your basic plumbing skills and knowledge. From the basics of how to use basic plumbing tools, how to turn the water off, how to join and bend copper pipe and waste pipe, to a fun skills test where you'll make your own test rig, which trainees and apprentices do at MBQ level. There's even a section on the top 5 plumbing jobs that I'll teach you along the way. You can ask questions in the discussion panel next to each lesson, plus get access to the Plumbing Essentials community where you can post pictures of your work and talk about the course and learn from your peers. So if you're a young person looking to get into the industry, an apprentice who wants to brush up their skills, a DIYer interested in plumbing, or even a handyman looking to add plumbing to their services, then look no further than learnplumbingonline.com with yours truly from Plumber Parts. Anyway, back to the video. So starting out, we've got our 2 sump outlets that consolidate into one pipe, and also our skimmer. These 2 go through separate valves, so I'll be able to control the flow that goes through them later on when the pool's being used, and their next destination is straight into the pump. After the pump, it's straight into our big black multi-valve, and in normal operation we feed straight into the filter, then through our manifold into the air source heat pump, back out the other side of the manifold, and then through 2 valves that will control the flow differences between the bottom and top outlets. Nice and simple.
So guys, there we are, looking good, looking good. So we've got the bypass in, feed out from our pump going into our diverter valve, feed coming out the valve into our flow. We've got the bypass in. In a minute we'll be getting this up, around and all the way over here down into our outlets, but also we're going to consolidate these as well and get them into our pump feed. So they're nice and low. Hopefully that'll mean we don't have to prime this pump too much. Let's get it on. Mate, this, for cutting that plastic pipe, is a lifesaver. Thank you for inventing this, Bosch. The GCB 18 volt 63. Use it a lot. As you can see, it's covered in plaster. Expensive.
Am I speaking to the business owner?
No, I'm afraid you're not, Nancy. I'm really sorry.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Well, Nancy, don't go. Are you having a good day?
You too, bye.
Nancy!
After some difficulty moving a fig tree out of the way of where I needed to put the air source heat pump, it was very easy piping it up using these straight unions with rubber O-rings to make sure that there weren't any leaks. We got all the electrics installed in armoured cable from our main distribution board, and this, dear friends, is the finished article.
All done, guys. Look at this. Flipping heck, it's windy. Have a look at the system. Skimmer here, marked skimmer. Sumps on there, marked sumps obviously. These come up and consolidate just like we said in those schematic drawing into our pump. Pump's just there. We've got an outlet of our pump that goes into the back of our, I'd call this a combination valve, I guess. It's currently set to filter, okay? So we're going to be filtering through our filter that's now got filter media in it. Comes back out of the filter and then goes off down here, out there to the air source heat pump, and then back again. And then we've got our standard manifold there should there be a problem with the air source heat pump. The outlets come out to here, and then we've got our top and bottom outlets on here, and that's it. We've also got our lights all done, and we've got all our electrics in as well, all wired up in 6mm cable. Air source heat pump is installed, and that was very easy to do. As you can see, it's just on these straight unions. That's literally it. You just glue those unions on, nip those up, and that's it. It's completely done. Absolutely insane. And then looking at the front of this, I prove to you, look at that. We've got power, all powered up, ready to go. You think that installing a swimming pool is some sort of crazy project? Well, we're about to up the craziness in the next video, because I am going to install a hard top folding motorized insulated cover that will fold up out the way from the pool in the next video. So don't go anywhere. Members of the channel can watch that video now. So click on the join button and you can become a member. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and remember to hold tight.